Brett, the corresponding game last year was a good one for you guys. What did you take away from that game that you can do with this one?
I think we hadn't beaten St Kilda for a long time, so that was a confidence booster for us. But really, where we sit this year, it's a lot different for us. I think we need to just keep working pretty hard at the things that we've done, and we've made some inroads in certain areas of the game, and we want to keep that confidence going forward before the break.
How important is that to snap those long streaks?
Yeah, I think when you've done it once, I think it's gone then, that the sequence of losses or defeats against those teams. So, it's good to break the Swans hoodoo. We had one against St Kilda and we broke it last year. So I think going forward, it's not really going to change too much. It's just good to break that losing one that's been for a while. But, we won't focus on that and we won't probably talk too much about last year as well.
How do you treat the Saints, given that they're so out of form, but they've got the same players that made the grand final last year? You still treat them as a pretty tough opponent?
Oh, of course. We don't change our view on St Kilda. I think when you look at the scoring shots the other night, I think they had one more scoring shot than Adelaide. So with conversion, they would have been right in that game. And we've been in similar situations this year where you haven't kicked the ball through the goals, and it puts you under pressure. And sometimes those games can slip because you haven't been as effective with the ball at the last play of the before the goal. So we've sort of seen the benefits of scoring and not scoring. So I think they're extremely dangerous. I think when you look at Goddard and Rewalt and Milne that can really score, and we know what Fisher and Gilbert can do from a rebounding point of view, and then if they're getting the ball outside to Montagna and Del Santo, they can really hurt you. So we'll have to be at the top of our game.
You talked about making inroads in certain areas this year, Brett. What are the couple of things that have given you the most pleasure that you see differently about the team this year?
Probably the contested ball side of the game. I suppose more the physical side of the game. I don't think we've been beaten in tackles this year in 6 rounds. So that when you've played the likes of Collingwood and Sydney, I think that's it's a credit to the group. And contested ball, we've been a lot more consistent in that area of the game. And I think when you look at teams that make the top 4 or playing finals, that's one area of the game that they're sort of never falling away from, and this year it's been really encouraging.
So is it a case of minimising the gap between your best and worst?
It is, and that's what I think we've done this year. I think as a group we look a bit more mentally strong and maybe a bit more mature because our list is getting a little bit more experience on it, and I think we're minimising the drop-offs in our games.
What's it tinker with the lineup this week?
Yaron will come back in for sure. Yep, he's ticked every box to date, and he was extremely close last week. And maybe the conditions, thinking that it might have been wet, gave us the opportunity to rest him as well. So we took no risk there. Murphy will be fine. I know there was talk there, but he'll be fine to play. But everything looks all right at the moment. So Yaron will definitely come in though.
I thought you were just about to guarantee McLean a comeback last week. Is he any closer?
I thought the performance of our midfield last week was pretty good, so I would probably say no. I didn't guarantee him a spot. I said his form was good. But so was Ed Curnow, David Allard and Co in there. So, and Judd's going all right in there at the moment as well. So I think it'll probably stay pretty much the same in the midfield.
Paul Bowers now out indefinitely on your official list. Do you have to sort of start to think left field about his issues and about?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We'll have to try and have a look. I think we've sort of been fairly proactive in having a look at Paul's issues, but sometimes they're ones that we don't even see coming. So. The sports science side and the medicos together are trying to work out, is it a running gait? Is it something with the way his posture is and things like that? So we're having a lot of a look behind the scenes to see if there's something that we can tap into to try and get him back on track.
You wouldn't consider packing him off to Germany for the calf blood treatment or anything like that?
Because it's not a calf injury. So but no, we wouldn't. No.
How important is it to get a win going into a bye?
It's about momentum, and I think it is something that we'd love to grab the 4 points, and then we have the opportunity to recover a bit more, and it's going to be a long, gruelling season for the boys from all clubs. So I think it'll be a great opportunity to sort of sit back and have 4 points in your bag if you can get it. I think it'll be really good for the confidence level of the group.
Saw a report today suggesting that Cruiser could even come back in the VFL when you've got the bye next week. One, is that the case? And two, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, Matthew will start his campaign back through the reserve, so that's he'll be really close to playing the bye week, which I think for the reserves is against Frankston. So from that point, yeah, if he's ready to go, he'll go, and if he's not, he'll wait an extra week, but it'll be that week or the following week that he'll play.
And Zach Tui, what can we sort of read into his elevation?
It was one that I suppose we thought it'd be a great opportunity to give him an opportunity to come up, and with those conditions, and we had a little bit of the flu going around last week too. So from that point, an Irishman in the wet looked to be the perfect fit if it did happen, and and that's why we took Satanta as well. So he's getting really close. He's had I can't remember what he had last week coming back and playing in the GWS game, but before that was 28, 35, 27, 33, something like that. So his last month of footy, even take away the GWS game, has been outstanding, and that's something that we've brought a couple of tools that haven't quite had unbelievable preparation, but all the blokes of our smalls and mediums have really come in playing some really good footy, and I think that's shown that they can really transfer that from VFL straight into AFL and play some good footy for us. Allard, I think in his first game against Adelaide, sort of Neil Craig gave him a vote in the Coaches Awards. We sort of had him in our best players, so some of the blokes have come up and done really well.
Just with Jamison's development, can you sort of slot him in next to, say, Rewalt this week, just with confidence knowing that he's just going to get the job done?
Yeah, I think Michael's starting to show the footy world what he's really capable of, and probably seeing what we've seen behind the, showing everyone what we've seen behind the scenes, that in his training and what he's done. I think this year's been a big plus for him, getting a pre-season without any shoulder ops or anything like that. It's his first one. He's put 4 or 5 kilos on and he's sustained that. So now when he's bodying up, he's not getting pushed around. He looks really fit. His runs in his game and his ball use has been very, very good. So I think he's elevated his position in the team and what he can do. He's very good at the moment, in good form. Could be. It might not though, but he'll probably play on Rewald at times. Yep.
If everything goes alright with Matthew, have you got a match penciled in that you might want to get back AFL?
No, we haven't penciled anything in. Sort of haven't really looked that far forward. I think we've sort of just looked to the break with our list and who will be available, and then we'll just have a look who's ready to go. And I think if you try and pencil in too far forward, the Paul Bauer one, he probably would have been in our team last week or this week. So, they're the ones that you don't get a handle on. So I don't try and get too far out, knowing that the game's brutal and next minute players are out very quickly. You can see that happen. So I sort of just, what's in front of me is what I can pick from, and that's what we'll do.
He's only 22 next week. I mean, is it surprising at all or unfair at all that there's so much external pressure or expectation on him to return and all that sort of thing, given he's so young?
I think that is with high draft picks is the expectation all the time. I think if you think Matthew Cruz is going to come in and whether he plays forward, ruck, whatever, and dominate games of football, I think it is very unfair on an individual. There's no doubt about his effort when he plays is, if anyone can give their all every week, it's him. He's an outstanding contributor in that side of the game, but he's going to take a bit of time, and long term it might not be the first week or the second week, but he's going to take a month of footy to get a handle on the speed, and he's going to make a few blues, but his effort won't change. You know that with Matthew, and that's something that's always pleasing as a coach, to go to the game knowing, well, if he gets 10 possessions or he gets 20, his effort is going to be, he's going to be hell-bent on putting the opposition under pressure and winning the ball and putting his body on the line, so you don't have to worry about that. He just might not get as much of the ball as he did maybe before his injury, but we'll just see how it goes.